literally see it's pouring raining, but I just wanted to go live. Get in here, get in here, get in here. I'm going to give y'all some money lessons because I just got out of some excruciating meetings and it's pouring raining here in Orlando. So I'm just in my car because I was looking at a lot with a developer. And so it really just made me say, like, let me stop, go live. So get in here, get in here, get in here. Let me go through these money lessons because it's crazy. Like I really don't, um, oh geez. I really don't understand. Like, why? Hold on. Let me try to fix this for a second. Let me try to fix this for a second. Maybe this is like off. I am so sorry, guys. I am like trying to fix this. I'm in my car. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So it's your girl Noelle here. So like I said, let me go through this because I met with you. You have hard days in business, and I don't want to get up here and complain. I'm not going to get up here and vent and complain, but there are money lessons, and I just want to go through some of them now that I have a moment. I have a long drive to go meet somebody else, so I literally was like, let me go live and just talk through this. And I'm really going to be talking to you as if I was talking to younger me because I really feel like there's so much I wish I knew that I'm gonna tell you. Like I'm gonna talk to you like I'm talking to my younger self because I've made so many mistakes when it comes to money and business, and I figured a lot of stuff out. So I always want to be somebody that's positive, that tells you you can get through it, you can weather these storms. I have weathered these storms. I know that you can. And if you're watching me and you watch me and you subscribe and you love me, you know that I am positive, and I'm going to tell you you can weather storms, you can make it. People are going to count you out, people are going to tell you you can't do it, but Noelle Randall is going to tell you yes, you can. You just have to power through some of these things. And so today is one of them days I have to power through because I have one crazy meeting where it starts pouring raining, and then now I have to get myself to another meeting. And so I'm just going to talk through this because the number one thing that I really want you guys to learn and know is about inaction. Okay, so like you cannot just not take action. You cannot just think that, oh, I'm going to be able to live my life and I'm never going to take any risks. I can just watch videos, I can just read books, and everything's going to be okay for me. Let me put this here so in case somebody see me, they don't even hear me. They don't think that I'm driving in this video. But I'm literally working today. Like, so even when you made it, you still have to work. It's still going to be action that you need to take. Okay. So I don't want you to ever think that you get to a point where you don't have to take action anymore. That's crazy. You have to keep taking action. And there is a cost to not taking action. Like there is a cost to inaction. There is a cost to, oh, I'll do it later, or I'm going to think about it, or let me do some more research, and you never make a decision. There is such a cost to that. And that is really where most people can't make any money. They just won't take action. They are like stuck sometimes. And I've been there where I'm not taking action and I'm not realizing how expensive that actually is. It's super expensive not to take action. There is a real cost to inaction and to paralysis and to analysis paralysis, where you just keep looking at something and thinking about it over and over again. You have to start taking action. And as much as it's hard to take action when you don't know, you really have to feel that fear and do it anyway, because that's the only way you're going to be successful. And that's fun. That gets your blood going. That's what's going to drive you. That's where the success is. You're going to fail your way to success. That is a true statement. When people tell you that, you are really going to fail your way to success. And you're not just going to start out and have money. And I've made, like I said, I've made a ton of mistakes with money. And I tell you guys the mistakes that I made because I want you to know the things to do the right way. And you're going to make your own mistakes. You know what I mean? Because it's stuff that you want. And the only way to know if you truly want something is to go after it, right? You got to go after it. You got to go get it. You got to do what is inside of you and stop listening to other people. And so in that's going to be scary. And so one of the things my mentor taught me, which brings me to the next one, is that you're going to feel the fear and do it anyway. It's like I've told you guys, when I was in the basement, bankrupt in my parents' basement, okay, this is 2009. I start going to conferences and classes, and I'm start going to workshops and boot camps, and I want to learn about real estate. And that's why I tell you guys the same thing. You should be going and spending your money on conferences and classes and seminars. And I know people tell you, oh, that's so dumb and you're wasting your money, but you're not. That's the only way to learn how to be successful in something that you want to do that you're already doing, right? How am I going to get to this level where I can buy an apartment building? I'm not going to learn that from my mom. I'm not going to learn that from my dad. I have to go to and spend money on a class, on a conference, on a seminar, on a boot camp, getting in communities. And there's so many people I know selling that stuff. And so you think like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do it. But I promise you, you will know. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like when I get you to my boot camp, like literally I'm having a boot camp on Saturday, the Grow Your Wealth Bootcamp. It's super cheap. It's live stream. But I used to, so you should get your tickets because we're selling our final tickets. It's July 25th. 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a live stream. So you want to come to that. And it's super inexpensive. Use code FINAL50 to save 50% off of your tickets. But go to growyourbootcamp.com today and get your tickets before it sells out. So what I'm saying is I will go to these events and people will be like, oh, why are you wasting your time on that? But listen, literally how I can invite you to an event is because I went to an event, I learned something, I did it, and now I teach what I do. And that's what I'm always telling you I want you to do. I'm not saying, oh, come to my event and not learn anything. And you're going to come to my event. You're going to get a lot of valuable information. It's going to be stuff that you can actually take action on. That's what I want you to do, is to take action, like I said, because there's an expense to inaction. And that is where you then could learn something, do it, and teach it. And that's where most of the money is going to come in your life, getting really good at something. And I'm always stressing to you, if you work for someone else, especially if you're a good employee and you make good money, like say you make $75,000 a year or $100,000 a year, you should have your own business. Okay, that's a money lesson that I learned. I literally tried climbing corporate ladders. I literally tried going and getting certifications and going and climbing the corporate ladder. And I was successful. When I quit working, I was making over $200,000 in corporate America. But guess what? The first year that I worked for myself, I made over $400,000 a year. So you have to think about that. How much more could you make on your own and own your own time? So even if you made the same money, or even if you made half of what you make in your own business, but you own your time, you are free. You're not listening to anybody. Nobody's putting you down, telling you when you have to do something. Oh, this is due. Oh, you got to do that. Oh, you got to do that. You become your own boss. And there's so many people that think like, oh, that's hard. No, working for someone else and being a good employee is harder than running your own business. I promise you, it is. Which actually brings me to business. So let me do this. Because there's three things in business that you really got to focus on and that will make you successful. Knowing the difference between revenue, profit, and cash flow. So revenue is just the money that your business brings in. Your business is making money, even if you're not necessarily profit. Profit is when you made more than you spent, right? So a lot of times you have to break even before you're into the profit. But more importantly, for you as an entrepreneur, you need cash flow. You need that money coming in to pay your bills. So with rental properties with me, I needed enough rental income to quit my job. But then when I actually have a business, an Airbnb business, which is what I have now, I have to focus on cash flow because I got to not only make revenue, make a profit so that there's profit for the business, but I need cash flow so that I can pay myself a salary. You get that? So that's a real important money lesson. But I'm going to tell you something nobody told me. Like I said, stuff I wish someone told me. You don't actually have to be profitable or have much cash flow to get a lot of business credit and business funding. Okay. And when I started, and I know most people did, and I'm about to really drop some gems on y'all with this one because I'm going to an important business meeting and I want to tell y'all this. The old way of doing business was thinking that I had to have a business, I needed to make money, and then I could get funding for my business. But that's totally backwards. Okay. That's totally backwards. You literally can establish a business and get funded in that business and then go do business. And that's a better way to do business, especially when you take the money from your business funding and use it to learn how to get more funding, learn how to raise money, learn how to get cash flow, learn how to actually make a lot of money. You literally can use the business funding and the business credit to learn how you're going to do business instead of doing business, making a bunch of mistakes, and then trying to raise money because you're failing in your business. And Noelle has done it the old way. Okay, that's why I worked for so many years before I ever became an entrepreneur. Like I told y'all, I literally learned these skills in 2009 when I was in my parents' basement, but I didn't quit my job until 2017, 2018. And I was even afraid then because I felt like, oh, quitting your job is risky. Working for them, I need benefits. I'm a mom. You have those thoughts. And I'm telling you unequivocally, it's more risky having just one source of income, having just that job to depend on. When you have your own business, you can easily create multiple streams of income from that business. So let me give you my example. One, I have real estate, right? So I have my properties. I make money off of them. Then I have properties that I own. So I'll sell some of them, maybe one or two a year, and I get a big lump sum of cash. I reinvest some of that and I buy more real estate. Then I teach it. So I have events, I have classes, I have courses. Like I'm inviting you to Grow Your Wealth Bootcamp, super cheap. You can come for that. That's a revenue stream, but I'm teaching you something that you can use to make money, and then you can partner with me, right? I want you actually, and again, I want to be 100% transparent. Why I want people to learn to have their own businesses, because we become a network of people. Like I told you, it's pouring rain in here. Woo, I just went through a big puddle. Like it's a whole bunch of water over here and just splashed onto the screen, onto my windshield. Because I want more people to network. Like because I do business and I have all these successful people. I know people that do taxes. I know people that fix credit. I know people that sell cars. I know people that do everything. And the more of us, the stronger we are together, right? So it really does build. And the more of us that know that we don't have to depend on other people for money, the stronger we are. But most of us are trapped thinking that we have to make all of this money before we can get $100,000 for our business, $250,000 for our business, $1 million for our business. And that's not true. You can literally build business credit, get funded in that business with no profits. No profits. And then once you start making revenue, I'm not talking about profits, just revenue, they will lend you even more money. And most of us are just doing it the old way. We're doing it the slow way. We're doing it thinking that, man, I can't go into a bank and get $50,000. Yes, you can. And you can walk into one bank and then walk into another bank and walk into another bank. And there's a way that we do this. And this has been done. This is not new. Okay, like credit card stacking, for example, where you can get 15 credit cards in your personal name. Now, again, these aren't business credit cards I'm talking about. Like, so say you just need money to get started. You can get like 15, 20 credit cards by doing credit card stacking at 0% interest. And these are things that people have been doing, getting $1 million in credit and turning that credit into cash and then using it to buy something like real estate, buy a business, buy stock, something that brings you money. And that is how we get wealthy. And the more of us that are doing that instead of working for someone, the stronger we are, right? The stronger we are. And so money mistakes. Stop buying status stuff. And I know I'm saying that. And you're like, no, well, you are literally in a Lamborghini right now. Yeah, this is many, many years in. Trust me. Many, many years in. And I like this car. And I would want you to have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever you want. There's no rules to this. I'm not saying, oh, you can't have that. You can definitely have that. People told me not to buy this and this, that, and the other. But rich people buy whatever they want. That's what I want for you. I want you to be rich. I want you to have the life that you want. And that's going to be mostly confidence that you can earn money on your own, right? That you know how to get money. You have good personal credit. You know how to build business credit. You know how to walk into banks. You know things to buy that will make money, even if it's artwork, even if it's music, even if it's a movie. I've invested in movies, literally freaking Tubi movies that have made me money. Okay, like it's insane how once you kind of have money and access to capital, you can invest in other people's businesses and then it comes back to you. And you don't have to risk your own money to do it. And that's what I'm always trying to teach you guys, but there's a strategic way to do it. And that's why I say come to the Grow Your Wealth Bootcamp Saturday, July 25th. It's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get your tickets right now. Go there. Seriously. I'll put a link in the chat. And then use code FINAL50. We're selling our last tickets. The event is Saturday. This is the last one of the year. You want to come to this, okay? But like I said, the students become partners for me. Like I literally own real estate with students. I partner with my students. So one of the reasons why I teach real estate, I'm like, okay, here's how you find people in foreclosures. Because now I have people all over the United States doing that. And some of it they buy on their own. Because again, this is, you can buy your own real estate. I want you to be wealthy. That's what I'm saying. It's the Grow Your Wealth Bootcamp. I want you to be wealthy. But we're a network. So maybe your first few properties you may buy with me, right? But you have to know how I do it. You have to know how to pick up properties, which niches are good. Should you be going for pre-foreclosure? Should you be going for probate? Should you be going for um, bank-owned properties, foreclosures, what websites, where do we find them, how much is enough that we to pay, because we use our business credit and our business funding really just for, when it comes to real estate, we really just use it for the inspections, like paying for appraisals, paying for the inspections. We use it for a down payment, and then we can find funding for real estate so that we don't have to put any of our own money into the transaction. And that's what I want to teach you too, because you want to have cash that you can use for opportunities. So if somebody says, hey, Noelle, we making a Tubi movie, just using that as an example, you may put $25,000 into it. You got $1 million line of credit, and especially if they're promised you back, okay, put 25 in, you'll get 50 out. You can start to take more risks, because the more risk you can take, the more money you will make. The reason why most people can't make any money working for a job is because there's no risk in that. And the reason why you make money with your own businesses is because you're the one taking all the risks. So that's what it becomes. And so let me keep going. Like I said, because I actually wrote this out. And AI is an opportunity. I'm going to just talk about this for a second, because AI is an opportunity. AI is absolutely an opportunity. And I'm a real estate person. I'm a business credit, business funding, but AI can help you write your business plan. It can help you write, different things that the bank may ask you for when you're going for funding, put together proposals. It helps you get investors. You can use AI for pitch decks and things like that. Like, there's so much why I say AI is a good thing and you should learn it. Not that you have to make a business around AI. That's not what I am ever suggesting to you. I'm saying integrate it into your business to make more money. That's what I'm saying. And so AI is an opportunity, and using your business credit and having business funding and business credit, and business funding will help you with the different opportunities that you'll get from AI, right? All right, so I had another one written down about investing in yourself. That's a big money lesson, because most wealthy people are going to tell you to invest in yourself. And I don't mean you have to have a college degree. I don't even need you to think you have to have a high school diploma. I've known so many millionaires that did not even graduate from high school. Now, of course, they eventually got their GED and things like that, because that was their own personal goal. You know what I mean? Usually in America, you just don't want to be somebody that didn't graduate high school. You eventually will go back. But it's investing in yourself so that you can learn things, so that you can be the person that you can depend on for money, not the job. You can be the person, you can have the confidence to know, I can earn money on my own. That's what, honestly, that's my superpower. When people are like, why are you so confident? I said, it wasn't until I learned that I didn't need you, job. I don't need you, Chase. I don't need you, Bank of America. I don't need you, Wells Fargo. And again, I used to work for these companies. I don't need you to earn money. I know how to earn money on my own. I know things to make me money. That builds a confidence that no one can take away from you. And that's why I'm always encouraging you guys to keep investing in yourself. Well, you, one person, is actually quite a bit of you are up here. Actually, go ahead and, this is a live. I'm live. I'm driving to a meeting. It's actually pretty far. I need you to go ahead and like this video. Come on, I got over 100 of you in here. Go ahead and like this video so it can get out to more people, okay? Like this video. Like this video. Come on, let me get some more likes. Everybody that's in here, all you have to do, if you're watching me on the phone, all you have to do is swipe up. Come on, I need some more likes. Thank you. Come on, go ahead and like the video, please. Like I said, I literally, y'all see me working. I have my new red clothes on. And that's another thing. I walk my talk. I literally have a property management business. I have a real estate business. Yes, I have coaching and books and things like that. But I have to go and do things because, like I said, it's action. Because that's kind of a myth, passive wealth. Passive wealth is kind of a myth because you're going to have to actually take action in order to continually make money, even in real estate. Yes, you can have a rental property and somebody else can manage it for you, and that's kind of passive, or drop shipping, where somebody else does the shipping. But if I'm being honest with you, true wealth, like money constantly coming in, you're doing something. You're taking some action. Now, I'm not talking about going in and clocking in 9 to 5, but you're taking action. So passive wealth is a myth. You're going to have to take action, especially in the beginning, to get it going, right? To get your engine going. And then advertising, YouTube, running ads, that becomes the fuel to your engine. But it takes work for you to build your engine. So honestly, passive wealth is kind of a myth. That takes years to create passive wealth. And even when it comes to real estate, somebody else managing the property for you, I always recommend you kind of being in there, especially in the beginning, so you can learn what they do, and then you can take over for them. So if you have a rental property and you call Noelle, Randall, New Res to manage your property, well, you should you should ask questions. I'm going to send you reports. You want to know what I'm doing, how I maintain your property, so that you could eventually do it yourself if you wanted to. That's important. So, like I said, passive wealth. Um, Mentors. I love y'all so much. And some of y'all putting it, you're my mentor, you're my coach. Yes, mentorship is a shortcut to success. I say boot camps and classes and mentors is because I know that that's a shortcut. I know that I've been out there doing it by myself, especially too without a support group, without somebody that's positive and that has successfully done it. You'll get a lot of negative information. You'll get a lot of negativity about what you're doing, but you're not going to get negative information or negativity from Noelle, for example, about a business, because I have a business. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing. But you might get that from your mom who works a government job. You get what I'm saying? Or your grandma that gets Social Security income. You get what I'm saying? So you want to get to the point where you're getting mentors so that you can use that as a shortcut for success, so that they can kind of be not only somebody that's giving you skills and knowledge, about what you're doing, like I'm giving you information as your mentor, but more importantly, I am not just your role model, I am someone that cheerleads for you. Your mentor is your encouragement. They're your support team. Like there is no price. There is no price. You see, there are people that charge $150,000 for their mentorship. And I know that sounds crazy to people. And I'm not one of them. I don't have a $150,000 mentorship program. But I know people that do. And I've paid 6 figures for mentorship. And I will tell you, it's worth it. I can't tell you how hard days are and you don't have anybody positive to give you a way out of it. And I don't mean just nice words like, oh, you could do it. I mean, no, you can do it. This is how you do it. You're actually in the right space. I remember when I was in that same spot as you, I did X, Y, and Z. And I remember actually I was behind where you were. And that's just how I pulled through it. All you got to do is just keep going. Do another post. Do it like this and just keep going. That's what you need. That's what you need. That's what's positive. That's why mentorship is a shortcut to success. So that's a money lesson, because people think that it's a waste of money, or, oh, you're just paying some rich person to tell you something. And I'm telling somebody successful, paying someone successful to tell me how they got successful and to cheerlead me and be an encouragement and a network for me. Like, your mentor actually does introduce you to other people. If you got the right mentor, they're going to introduce you and make some introductions that you couldn't even imagine. People maybe that can do your taxes better, people that can get stuff off of this, or someone that can put you in the right rooms with people. So it really is super valuable. And if you are that person and you want to one day be a mentor, you got to mentor with someone else so you can kind of learn how to mentor. Now, I think there should be more mentors. And I think more people should learn stuff, do it, and teach it. I think that makes us stronger together. I think learning from someone that has your shared experience, or maybe looks like you and has some of the stuff that you've been through, can really take you a long way. And then also mentoring with people that come from a different world than you, people that you never interacted with, mentoring you and open up the curtains to another world that you were never introduced to. So it's so funny. You mentor with people that may look like you and have the same background, and then you're going to also mentor with people that you have nothing in common with, so that you can get a glimpse, an opening into that world that you only could pay to get into. They're not going to just take you onto the golf course. They're not just going to take you to a lacrosse thing. They're not going to take you to, these hot board meetings. And, I remember literally being at this panel at Boise State University over the blue field with the founder of booking.com. You get what I'm saying? Like, that you have to pay to get in some of those rooms. So you can't be afraid to pay to get in some of those rooms. And it really is a shortcut. It really, really is. But you start wherever you are. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you go out and sell your house for a mentor. That's not what I'm saying. But as you grow, as you go from 6 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures, you're going to invest in yourself, and you're going to invest in yourself at higher levels. And it's going to be a shortcut for you. And that's what I also want to make the boot camp. I'm trying to give you a shortcut. I'm trying to give you all of the different places to go at the moment where you can get the funding. I'm going to tell you how to put the business together, what not to say, how to walk into the bank, how if you should do it online, if you should do it in person, um, things like that. Just things that only someone that has done it is going to be able to tell you. And that's what we do at the boot camp too. So again, get your tickets, growyourwealthbootcamp.com. Use code FINAL50 to save 50% off the last tickets. It's July 25th. It's this Saturday, and it's the last Grow Your Wealth Bootcamp this year, possibly for a while, because I have so many students that are doing some amazing things, which is why I want to teach y'all and get y'all business credit and funding, because we are really strong together. I have some technology that I am building that's going to help so many of us. And just like real estate, I'll say this, just like real estate, there are more of us that need to own real estate, because it is powerful. And being an owner, just like owning a business gives you power, owning real estate gives you power as well. And we can't always be the renters. We can't be the people that don't own things. We have to be the owners so that we can have the power. And just think back in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 40s in the United States. They used to literally stop people like me from buying real estate. Like a black person couldn't buy real estate, for example. Women couldn't buy real estate in certain times. And now that those barriers are gone, there is no excuse. We have to own real estate, start changing our communities, fixing up properties that people are losing, help our brothers and sisters that are losing properties. Maybe they're facing foreclosure. We can help those properties so they stay in the community. Different things like that. You can help your own community. You really can. But you got to invest in yourself. It's like you have to put your own mask on first. So when I was broke, bankrupt, and in my parents' basement, I had to learn how to do something that could make me money before I could ever get up here and teach you guys. And that's powerful. And I want more of us doing that. I really do. These are many lessons you gotta live. All right? You gotta live so that you can be a role model to more people. And we need to be more of us. We have a lot of media and stuff out there where your group may not be represented very positively. Y'all may be fighting and stuff on a lot of the shows you see, or you're the criminal on the shows that you see. Well, we're going to put out different media. We're going to put out different messages about the community and what we are and what we're capable of and who we are, and show that there's different sides to different communities, not just one thing. So that's why I want more people to have businesses, be business owners, go into the schools, teach the kids about having their own businesses, empowering them that you don't have to work for others. I truly believe, and this is going to be so controversial, and I want you to comment, I think every single person should have their own business. Every single person should have their own business. Even if you have a job, you need a business. Because I also think that every person that has a job should eventually quit their job and work in their own business. These are my beliefs. I've worked for other people. I know the power of having your own business, because you can create more businesses. And like once you can create one business, you can create multiple businesses. And you can get business credit and business funding in all of your businesses' names. And like I said earlier, go back and watch this. You can actually go get funding for that business and then start the business. That's what's available today in today's economy. And so that is why I say every person, everybody. I don't care if you just do hair, you just do your daughter's hair. You can have your own business. You can have your own YouTube channel that becomes a business. You monetize your channel, you start offering your product, your service, boom. That's a stream of income. You can do that while you have a job. You can start your YouTube channel on Saturdays. You can just record on Saturdays. Make 1 or 2 videos on Saturday and put them out, and then offer your product and your service. Start telling people what you do. Start wearing your logo on your clothes. Start promoting your business. Start doing business. Start being about your business, right? Don't just be somebody that's, you'll look up and you'll be 40 years old, 50 years old, and you didn't ever do what you wanted to do. You never bet on you. And I want you to bet on you. I want you to believe in yourself. That's another money lesson. You have to start trusting yourself. Stop listening to people that tell you you cannot do it. Do you know how many people told Noelle Randall not to do real estate? Then how many people told me not to do YouTube? Then people told me not to write books, that you don't make any money writing books. I've made millions of dollars with books, YouTube, real estate, Airbnb. Airbnb is dead. Their Airbnb business is dead, not mine. My Airbnb business in Orlando around Disney World, where I am popping, because that's another money lesson. You need to move.